time is now. The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Belief Podcast. I'm your host, Leonardo Fidalgo, and in today's episode, we are talking and diving into your own why you do things, and how it can impact and shape your life. So that's it. Let's get to it. So before we begin, we kind of got to take a step back and reflect on what why really means. You kind of think it's weird me saying why and talking about the why, but a concept of why is really important. It kind of refers to your purpose, our reasons of being, and a driving force behind our actions and decisions. Um, yeah, it's kind of a guide through life, and you kind of can reach it, but only if you really know yourself and have deep conversations with yourself. You have to be able to open yourself to yourself to provide clarity. We all try to pursue our why, um, because it can be transforming. Being the person you want to be in the future, it should be like that. But yeah, so how do we discover our own why? That's a big question. Um, I mean, it's different for each individual, I think, and for every path of life. Like every person has a different upbringing and all that, and that can affect your why for sure and change it. But the first step to really try to know yourself and discover your why, it's I think it's self-reflection. um, yeah, it's a powerful tool to allow us to understand our beliefs, our values and our passions. um, but you got to be comfortable with diving into your thoughts and your past and your actions. You got to be kind of humble to accept that you have bad things within you and good things. And you got to explore both to know your why. So, yeah. But the first questions you kind of can ask yourself, um, to start this journey towards knowing your why is probably what makes you feel alive. Um, what activities, what attitudes you have that make you feel alive and better with yourself. And also, what impact do you want to have on the world? This is a big thing for me. I really think about that. The impact I want to have in the people around me, uh, how I want to be perceived when I'm gone. You know, how do you want people to think about you? As a bad person, a person who is always negative, judging others, or do you want people to think that you were like-minded and help others try to achieve their goals and inspire others, don't didn't judge and all that? That's a big thing for me. And also because since I want to have kids, I really strive every day to become the best person I can be, in order to, when the day comes where I'm a dad, I can put my values and, how do you say, like, inspire my kids to become better humans without even using words, and telling them, like, for my actions and for my past actions and what I've achieved. All that can inspire kids, and can mold the mindset of a generation without you telling them um, that through just watching what you did and how you act. That's a big thing for me, for sure. Probably one of the biggest things to be a better person, to just one day inspire my kids. Those two questions: what makes you feel alive? Like, if you have an activity or something that makes you, even though it's difficult, causes you kind of pain, or it's a challenge, but you look forward to do it. Uh, I think it's most of the time it's a good thing, right? If you wake up and you have 10 kilometers to run in the morning, and you go with the mindset of, oh, I gotta do this. Um, I don't really want to. I mean, everybody has their bad days, right? But if you constantly wake up thinking like that, probably not doing the best thing. That's not the best thing for you, for sure. Um, well, when I grew up, I kind of did a lot of sports, and even I played football for 7 years, and I never really loved it. I liked it because I was with my friends having a good time, but I never really loved it. And when I went to the gym and start to go into bodybuilding shows and being in the bodybuilding world, I kind of start to love it. And that was the first time I fell in love with something, a sport that is like, I consider it a mentality. And like, I was really in love with that. And I've tried like 10 or more different sports, and I never had that. So if you guys are doing something that doesn't make you feel alive, it doesn't mean you have to keep doing it. You can search for other stuff. You don't have to be stuck, even if that's a person or an activity or an attitude or an environment or whatever. You can change it and look for something better that makes you feel alive and makes you feel like you want to face life. You want to wake up the next day, and that will bring you joy and will bring you closer to the person you want to be in the future. You will discover your why once you kind of start to go in the right path. Some doors will open, and you will start to. I felt like I was starting to become a better person, and my why was starting to become clear every time I got, like, I achieved the goal. And now I have my why. But every day it's an opportunity to develop it and know a little bit about myself. So I'm not there yet. I don't think anyone will achieve the perfect answer for their why, because every day is a change and things happen, and you discover a little bit about yourself. So if you ever look at someone who has it all as you think, and think, oh, they know their why and they know what life is all about. They don't, actually. They kind of can be a little better than you, but they have their problems and they're human. So, yeah, everybody's learning and no one has a clue what they're doing, to be honest. um, but yeah, that's the two questions I would kind of answer. What makes you feel alive, and what the impact do you want to have on the world and the environment around you. That will start to make it a little bit clear when it comes to your why. It's a good beginning, but there's other ways to um, kind of uncover your why. Another way, it's where some people have difficulties. I did in the past. I kind of still do a little. It's being humble enough to explore your past experiences, um, because sometimes it hurts to go into the past and admit that you're wrong, or that some people had some attitudes that, well, it's in the past, you got to let it go. And sometimes it's difficult to let it go and to admit you're wrong or whatever. But if you want to uncover your why, it's and become a better person, I always I always say this: it's you gotta make peace with the past, and that's a big thing. And I strive to do that every day. Um, and once I get it, I totally get it because there's a lot of things in the past, that can impact your um, present. But yeah, explore the past by examining moments that make you feel bad, that make you feel fulfilled. Every moment counts, and it's gonna bring you closer to your why. But you got to be willing to really explore that and be open to be hurt and be open to be vulnerable. Sometimes finding your why requires stepping out of your comfort zone. So, I mean, not just sometimes. I think every time you try to unveil your deep, deep meanings on life, it gets a little bit challenging, and I think that's where some people um, kind of strive to do because they don't want to go to uncomfortable places and feel vulnerable. So they just push it down, ignore it, and just go with the flow with what everybody's doing. They don't question anything and they just live not a happy life or not as happy as they could be, chasing their dreams, becoming the person they want to be. Uh, and that's really kind of sad if you think about it. So, in addition to that, we can also seek inspiration from others um, to uncover our why. You know, that happens a lot, especially with me. Honestly, I really try to look up to the champions we have and we had in the past, learning from their journey, um, their attitudes, how they act with the people around them, what they say, um, what they look like. In that, I actually do that a lot and helps me a lot. But you can't rely just on that because if you do that, you're now taking his character, not yours. You can help it to develop your character and uncover your why, not do it to become the other person, you know? So you gotta kind of make an interaction in between that and your past and your environment. But yeah, I do that actually with, I don't know, I really rely on Chris Bumstead. He's a really good role model for that. I think. And in terms of sports, I really like Michael Jordan, um, Conor McGregor, what they achieved, their story coming from nothing, and not giving up. I really try to listen to them and help me develop my like champion mindset, how they say it. But that's like in the sport and goal pursuing avenue. If you want to be a little bit more into the emotional part and stuff, I I usually go for Jordan Peterson, a psychologist, Canadian psychologist. I don't know if you guys know him, but it really dives on the emotional part more. And yeah, people like that usually help you a lot to understand your emotions, and that will lead you to more stable emotions that will help you discover a little bit more of your why because you will dive into it. Just remember, discovering your why will take time. It's not one-time event. It's an ongoing pursuit. Like I said before, not even the people who are in the top that achieved a lot in life. Sometimes even they don't know their full why. They kind of have an idea, like I do, but it can change anytime, and you never know what happens tomorrow that can influence your way of thinking, your values, your beliefs, your uh, attitudes, and that all can change from a day to the other. And as we grow and evolve, we got to be always open to new possibilities that um, can influence our journey on self discovery. But yeah, I think discovering your why is a really good beginning um, on the pursuit of becoming the best person you can be. Will help you believe in yourself and what you're capable of. Sometimes you just walk around and feel like you have no purpose, and that's devastating. And most of the times it's because you don't have a why you should do this, or why should you put so much effort into something. Once you discover that, you'll have those days as well, wondering if even um, what you're doing is worth. But let me tell you, when I unveiled my why, there were much more less of those days. I just pushed through, and I think that's why um, this pursuit um, for your purpose and your why is so important in times where things are going bad, um, and you see no light at the end of the tunnel. The why will help you for sure. The why will give you the light you need, um, and make you push further. That's what I notice. Especially in this prep. Um, I told you that I've competed in 2020, and I've gone back on stage this year a couple weeks ago, like 1 month and a half. And throughout the prep, I was so better, so much better mentally and emotionally than the first competition I did. That it was so much easier, so much. You don't even. I mean, the last 2 weeks I pushed hard. It was a lot of work, and before Poland, it was a lot of work, and I was eating too little and doing a lot of cardio and posing and training. But I never ever thought about giving up, you know, because my why was so strong that uh, giving up was not even an option. Didn't matter how much hunger I had, how much little sleep I had, how much pain I was going through. Um, it didn't matter at all. My why was there to keep me grounded, and I'm being truthful. Never, I never thought about giving up. That's why I believe a why and a purpose is extremely important for people to reach a higher level of commitment and um, becoming better people. I think the world needs better people. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Belief Podcast. I hope you find it insightful and inspiring. If you enjoyed this episode, just please share it, leave a like, comment. Uh, Let me know if you like this type of content. I really enjoy talking with you guys. It's a good experience. I know I have to practice, but it's only the second episode, and I am enjoying it, having fun, having a good time, and I hope I can help you guys and help myself as well um, in our pursuit of becoming better people and believing ourselves, believing our strength, and capabilities to pursue our goals and dreams. Until next time, keep searching for your why and your life purpose, like I do. Become a better human every day. And see you guys next time. Peace.